Hello, everyone. In sharing my Christmas tradition, I want to share a book that was really important to my children when they were little, called A Cajun Night Before Christmas. Doug and I had the wonderful gift of living in Baton Rouge, Louisiana for several years, and that's where our daughter was born. And the people in Louisiana live surrounded by a lot of swamp called a bayou. And they get around the swamp with boats called skiffs that are flat, and they have poles so they can pull themselves along as they move through the water. And there's a group of people who live out in the swamp called the Cajun people, and they speak a different language. And so when they speak English with those who are not Cajun, they have a very thick accent, and they have a very unique culture. And so they like to use their imagination. And when they tell the stories of Santa and Santa coming on Christmas Eve, they pretend that Santa doesn't ride in a sleigh and doesn't have reindeer because, of course, in Louisiana, there's no snow and the world is very different there. They pretend that Santa comes in a boat, a skiff, and pulled along and is pulled by 8 alligators. So there's this wonderful story that tells the night before Christmas, but from the Cajun's imagination. So let me share this story with you. It's really wonderful. And bear with me on the accent because it's been a long time since I lived down there in Louisiana, many, many, many years. But here is A Cajun Night Before Christmas. And there you can see the alligators. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, they don't a ting pass, not even a mouse. The cheerin' been nestled good snug on the floor, and Mama passed the pepper through the crack in the door. They would do that in order to keep scary things out in the night, to keep them from coming in the house. Then Mama in the fireplace done roast up the ham, stir up the gumbo, and make bake the yam. Gumbo is a thick, rich, spicy stew that they eat in Louisiana, and yam are sweet potatoes. Then out on the bayou, they got such a clatter, make sound like old Boudreaux done fall off his ladder. Boudreaux is a last name of a person, and it's a very popular last name. You meet a lot of Cajun people with the last name Boudreaux. I run like a rabbit to got to the door, trip over the dorg, and fall on the floor. As I look out the door in the light of the moon, I think, man, you crazy, or got old too soon. 'Cause there on the bayou, when I stretch my neck stiff, there's a alligator a-pullin' the skiff. And a little fat drover with a long polling stick, I know right away, got to be old Saint Nick. More faster and faster, the gator they came. He whistled and holler and called them by name. Ha, Gaston, ha, Thibault, ha, Pierre and Alcie, Jean Ninette, G Suzette, Celeste and Renee. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, make crawl, alligator, and be sure you don't fall. Like Tanty Flo's cat, through the treetop he fly, when the big old hound dog come a run hisself by. Tanty is another way of saying aunt. So it's Aunt Flo's cat, Tanty Flo. Like that up the porch, dem old gator climb, with the skiff full of toy and St. Nicholas behind. Then on top the porch roof, it does sound like the hail when all them big gator done sot down de tail. Then down the chimney, I yell with a bam, and St. Nicholas fall and sit on the yam. Sacré, he exclaimed, my pant got a hole. I done sot myself on them red hot coal. He got on his foots and jumped like a cat out to the floor, where he land with a splat. He was dressed in muskrat from his head to his foot, and his clothes is all dirty with ashes and soot. A sack full o' plaything he throw on his back. He looked like a burglar and das full of fact. His eyes, how they shine, his dimples, how merry. Maybe he been drink the wine from blackberry. His cheek was like rose, his nose like a cherry. And Zek thought maybe he lap up the sherry. With snow-white chin whiskers and quivering belly, he shook when he laughed like them strawberry jelly. But a wink in his eye and a shook o' his head make me confidence dat I don't got to be scared. He done do no talking, gone straight to his work, put plaything in sock, and then turn with a jerk. He put both his hand there on top o' his head, cast an eye on the chimney, and then he done said, with all o' that fire and them burning hot flame, me, I ain't going back the way that I came. So he run out the door and he climbed to the roof. He ain't no fool him for to make one more goof. He jump in his skiff and crack his big whip. The gator move down and don't make one slip. And I hear him shout loud as a splashin' he go. Merry Christmas to all, till I saw you some more. In Baton Rouge on Christmas Eve, they put huge bonfires all down the Mississippi River to guide Santa in so that he can find his way to Baton Rouge and deliver all the toys to the boys and girls. That's one of our Christmas traditions, and it was so much fun to be able to bring that book back out and share it with you. Have a wonderful holiday.